Hello and welcome to my channel, and today I'm talking about another comic issue, Detective Comics issue 58. This issue is the first appearance of the Batman supervillain, the Penguin. This issue released on October 21st, 1941, with a cover date of December 1941, specifically December 2nd. For DC Comics, it's harder for me to find these exact dates. I know deep down it's not that big a deal. I just always been obsessed with the calendar and history dates. Also, this is another comic cover that is random. There is nothing on the cover that happens in the issue. I think it's a Golden Age thing. The title for this first story is one of the most perfect frame-ups. Now, in the comic itself, there is no title, but I guess I'll just trust the fandom website for that title fact. The story was written by Bill Finger, penciled by Bob Kane, the co-creators of Batman, inked by Jerry Robertson, and lettered by George Roussos. The story starts with Bruce Wayne and Dick Grayson at an art gallery when it gets robbed. Two paintings are missing. Everyone gets searched, but security doesn't find them. We focus on one odd-looking patron at the gallery calling himself the Penguin. He's the one who stole the paintings. I'm assuming he hid the paintings in his umbrella handle. It's never specifically stated how he did it. The Penguin goes to a random mob boss and gives him the paintings to get into his gang. Soon, Penguin plans and executes all the crimes the gang does, while the boss just lays back in his chair. The Penguin actually starts a crime wave that threatens to engulf the city. After the boss insults Penguin, saying he's gotten too big for his britches, Penguin kills him and officially takes over as the head of the gang. He kills the guy with the hidden gun and his umbrella, so yeah, he did have trick umbrellas at the very start of his career. My favorite thing about Penguin is in the pre-crisis Earth is his trick umbrellas. Let's go back to the start of the comic, where Bruce Wayne, Dick Grayson, and Penguin are in the gallery together, and, well, Bruce confirms that Penguin is odd-looking and even laughs quietly with Dick about it. Wow, what a guy. One little thing I like how Penguin is first seen standing right next to a statue of an actual penguin. Nobody else really bats an eye at the Penguin, because I'm pretty sure people actually used to dress like he did back 80 plus years ago. Actually, the first panel of this story is Dick Grayson laughing at an art piece, thinking it's bad, and making the artist yell at him and Bruce. It starts the heroes being a little silly, but I like that. Usually Bruce Wayne and Dick Grayson are more silly out of costume. I think this moment, though, I really like it, and it stands out because they're not on a mission. They're just hanging out together. They don't have a plan. They're just on a normal day, acting normal together. And you really don't see this anymore in comics. Okay, while Penguin's thugs are breaking into a safe later, Batman stops them, but Penguin walks in, surprising Batman with his special umbrella filled with gas. Penguin turns the burglar alarm on and claims Batman was the criminal, causing the police to arrest him, since at this time Penguin's regarded as an upstanding citizen. So this is how Penguin rivals Batman, with his tricks managing to sway public opinion against the hero. Penguin stages a prison break for Batman, kidnapping him after his thugs crashed into his police vehicle transport. Yeah, that car crash was probably one of the biggest action scenes around that time in comics, at least in Batman comics. Usually things didn't get that intense. Anyway, Penguin plans for the police to kill Batman, since it looks like Batman is guilty now, with Penguin still being seen as an innocent collector. Side note, I forgot Penguin being a collector, like in the video game Arkham City, was a thing from his first appearance. Batman manages to escape Penguin's place by contacting Robin thanks to a telephone in his boot. Batman, in his classic Golden Age fashion, starts moving his foot strangely and excuses it by saying he's catching up with his dancing, sitting down. Yeah, I guess it's the first time Penguins met Batman, so they wouldn't know all of the hero's tricks. And as someone who actually likes the Golden Age of comics, I love this silliness. I mean, it's straight out of the Adam West show. Something they would do there. They probably did do it there, I'm just forgetting. But really, practicing dancing? Batman is seemingly about to go to jail. Why would he need to do that? Oh well, this was definitely the most silly moment of the comic. Well, Batman gets out thanks to Robin, and over the next few days does some detective work on the Penguin, figuring Penguin, if the cops are all busy with Batman, Penguin will be able to pull off a super coup. Penguin's plan was to rent a special room to tunnel into the diamond exchange and rob the place. Batman and Robin got all the information by pretending to be a blind man and a street urchin in the Bowery. They confront Penguin in the middle of his robbery, and he fires acid out of his umbrella, creating a distraction, escaping down the stairs outside and to the train tracks. Another side note connecting with Arkham City, Penguin's base of operations is in the Bowery in that video game. I don't know if they decided to make that place for Penguin because of this first issue, but I'm going to assume they did, considering the ending takes place in the Bowery where Penguin's master plan is. going down. Well, Batman and Penguin get into a brawl on the train tracks, and of course, the train is coming for them both. They jump away, Batman to safety, and Penguin to the back of the train and escapes to return another time. Yeah, Penguin gets away at the end. It ends in a draw between him and Batman. Well, actually, Batman gets the jewels back from the Penguin's robbery that night and clears his name, so I'd say Batman wins round 1. And a little spoiler, Penguin returns in the very next issue of Detective Comics. Why have I just been naming the criminal in this story Penguin instead of his real name? Well, that's all we know right now. His alias is outrageously fake-sounding Mr. Bonyface, but he seems to be new in town since Bruce Wayne didn't recognize him at the gallery, but in the comic, the police believe everything he says, even his claims against Batman and Robin, to the point where the police arrest Batman. This may seem obvious since Batman's a vigilante, but at this time in comics, Batman had recently become a deputized agent of the GCPD by Commissioner Gordon, just like he is in the 1966 show, so it's weird the police arrest Batman automatically, even though when they do, he's drowsy because of some gas Penguin shot out at Batman from an umbrella. In his story, Commissioner Gordon ponders if Batman really had gone rogue, attacking innocents, but it's all fixed at the end of the story, well, mostly because, yeah, Penguin gets away. Commissioner Gordon only appears in 2 panels, and it's kind of funny that Gordon stutters about always believing Batman is on the right side of the law, because earlier he questioned it. Surprisingly to me, there wasn't a lot of Batman and Robin as I expected these early issues to have. In fact, I enjoyed Bruce and Dick's scenes together when they were out of their costumes. This is a funny panel to show you guys. For some reason, with Batman tied up, Penguin doesn't unmask the hero, but decides to stare at his umbrellas on the wall, which one of his umbrellas has a blade hidden in the handle. I'm glad Penguin enjoys his umbrellas as much as I do. I personally think this is the second greatest first appearance of a classic Batman rogue ever. Yes, I said second. Someday I'll say who I think is number 1. Everything that makes the Penguin character is all here. His weird physical appearance with his high and long nose. He has a monocle over an eye and a top hat and is well dressed. Penguin's look is a lot like Burgess Meredith's version on the 60s show. Penguin's attitude and genius playing is on display as well as in the story. Being able to create a crime wave and always speaking in a sophisticated way and quoting famous lines in history is something very unique to the Penguin character compared to other A-tier Batman rogues. The only thing about Penguin that isn't here is his bird obsession. The story had a lot of very silly moments, but also some serious moments like Batman being arrested. Looking at it from the Golden Age perspective, the only thing I wish is that there is more Batman and Robin. Really, Robin only helps break Batman out of captivity once, and the end for that. This comic is the final, should have clarified, on to the next stories. This comic is the final Golden Age appearance of Speed Saunders. This story was fully created by Ed Winiarski and is titled The Cigarette Murder. The story has Speed stumble into a murder mystery and finds a cigarette, even though the victim never smoked. The woman was murdered because she knew too much of a bad guy's rackets, and yeah, this story is only 5 pages, not too much to say. I think this is not a good farewell for Speed Saunders. The story doesn't even end with the box saying the end, but I just wanted to point it out because he was a big deal back then. And now I'll talk about another Crimson Avenger story titled Smith and Smith. Smith being spelled S-M-I-T-H, and the other Smith being spelled S-M-Y-T-H. This story was made by Jack Leahy and Charles Paris. 2 guys kidnap and escape magician for ransom money. Well, that magician just happens to be the superhero the story is named after, the Crimson Avenger. The ransom is paid, and the 2 bad guys drop off their quote-unquote victim. The Crimson Avenger remembers the serial number on the gas meter over his head when he was kidnapped. He made a call to the gas company to know the location of where he was, and then goes there and beats the kidnappers up. Now, that is some bad luck on those guys' heads. And those were my thoughts on Detective Comics issue 58. I wish Penguin in the future becomes more like the gentleman of crime like he is here, instead of a ruthless crime lord. I'd rather have the ruthless crime lord stuff go to Black Mask. I don't think Penguin would be well known if he was always the way he is portrayed in modern comics in the Arkham games. I love those games, but having a more fun and stylish Penguin with gadgets is what I'm really hoping we get more of maybe in the new DCEU. Or just DCU, who knows? Well, with all that said, I thank you for watching this video and have a good day.